Hey guys, Raul Velasquez here at the Next Level Experience Hangout. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Praveen Narra, and I asked him to do a hangout with me today because of a conversation we've had at my Next Level Experience event. Now, Praveen is in the cutting edge in mobile technology. I mean, this guy is a genius when it comes to mobile technology. And the knowledge that he has, he's been able to share his knowledge right next to Tony Robbins in his last business mastery event. So Tony doesn't put anyone in his stage unless he believes that they bring massive value. So I figured that I want to bring him to you because the conversations that we're going to have is going to impact not just your business, but it's going to impact on the decisions that you're going to make in the future in investments, in how do you position your clientele and your business and your product. But more important is how can you learn to be in the cutting edge of the mobile technology so you could position yourself and your business to go to the next level. So thank you, Praveen, for being able to spend some time with us here at the Next Level Experience Google Hangouts. Man, it's a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Raul. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me. It's always great to come to your events, and it's great that I have this opportunity to share with your audience about the technology and how they can take leverage of the technology to grow their businesses as well as their personal lives.
Awesome. And now Praveen is the founder and CEO of appdevelopment.com Inc. Now, he founded this company under Indicing Inc. 14 years ago. Now, Praveen, how and why did you get into mobile technology? What's so attractive to you about mobile technology?
Actually, it became a transition, Raul. I was working for Microsoft as a consultant, and my position became a permanent position. And I decided, what's my life going to be if I work as an employee versus doing something big, starting something on my own. So I decided not to take the position as the employee at Microsoft. I came to Bay Area and started my own business. And initially, it was about a web portal for Indian Americans who were coming to India. This was back in 2000 when web was just getting started. So we had this really successful website in terms of the number of users and everything. Being in the niche community, it attracted a lot of users. But the dot-com bubble burst, right? So the advertising revenues plummeted. And instead of shutting doors like many other companies did, I switched gears and switched into services. So we initially then evolved into software development and then evolved into websites and eventually into mobile apps. So it has been a transition, but I love the way mobile is impacting the world, so that we are focusing a lot more on mobile apps now.
Mobile is changing everything. I mean, I can't operate right now without my iPhone. I mean, it's as crazy as it seems. Like everything I do, all my videos, and I know you see my videos, but anybody who sees my videos, I edit my videos in my iPhone. So I find myself that I spend more time with this technology than I even spend in front of my computer. I just recently bought my first Mac, believe it or not. We're doing this hangout with my first Mac. I made the transition. I went from PC to Mac, and I tell you, it's been life-changing. It's been life-changing. The way mobile technology is operating now. Now Mac is taking it to a whole different level. I get phone calls now in my computer. Like if you text me or you call me now, is combining both devices. I mean, it's incredible, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a very good point. More people are spending more and more time on mobile. As a matter of fact, this year, more people are going to access internet from their mobile devices than from their desktop computers. And even in my case, right, I was a Microsoft guy. I worked at Microsoft. I've been a PC guy forever. And I had to make that transition. It was a tough transition. But once I started using Mac, I'm loving it, man. So it's awesome.
Absolutely, man. So now the conversation that you and I had, which one of the reasons I want to have you here at the Hangout is because you told me, I asked you, what's the next level for mobile technology? Like right now, you're consulting with me to building an app, right? My app that's going to come out with an idea of creating a ritual, right? So you said to me something that impacted me about wearable technology. Now tell me about that, man, because I think that is a whole different level right now where we're going.
Absolutely. So I believe the next 5 years, the technology is going to evolve even a lot more, and is going to change the way we interact with people, we interact with businesses, and we interact with things around us. So there are a few technologies that I think are going to be the key technologies to focus on in next few years. One of them, of course, is mobile, adopted even more and more people are going to get access to smartphones, so that is going to evolve. And the second one is big data. Big data is about how we have so much more information, so much more data now than we ever had in our history of Earth, of the universe, right? And the third one is about wearable technologies like Fitbits and Jawbones and Angels. Where are they going, right? And of course, 3D printing is a big technology that's going to transform the way we do manufacturing. And finally, last but not least, Internet of Things. These are the 5 technologies I'm betting big on, and I'm encouraging my customers and people I interact with to leverage and take advantage of for their businesses.
So when you say wearable technologies, does that mean that we're going to be able to wear clothing that is connected to the iPhone? I mean, is that, I've seen a couple of things out there. So tell us about a little bit more of what you see in there at Silicon Valley.
Awesome. Actually, I started a new business called Morphic, where we bring in the wearable technology and combine that into fitness and social. So if you think about, many of you may have heard of Fitbit, right? So Fitbit is this device that you can put it on your wrist, you can put it on your pocket, and it tracks how many steps you take or how many stairs you climb and things like that, right? So that's just the beginning of wearable technology. But if you think about it as a woman, right? So if you're wearing a beautiful dress, you're not going to wear this, black bracelet on you, right? You want something that is much more subtle, something that goes along with your dress. So there's a lot of things happening in mobile technology. For example, now you can wear a tattoo on your wrist. So instead of wearing this big Bluetooth and monitors your steps, your glucose level, your heart rate, all of that, and transfers that automatically into your mobile app. And 2 weeks later, you tear that off and put a new tattoo on, boom, you're good, right? So we do see that wearable technology is going to evolve, and there are shirts now that you can wear, and it actually tracks, what's your, heart rate, how many pounds of weights you're lifting, right? So all of that is tracked and put out on your mobile apps.
You know what? I am looking forward for that because I have a 7-year-old girl, and I'm gonna tattoo a mobile technology in her to make sure that I know where she is at all times, because she's already talking to me about having a boyfriend at 7 years old. I promise, no way. I want to make sure when I get one of those prototypes to make sure I have her under my surveillance, making sure that I see her every single step that she's taking. I love that.
Absolutely, and there are other things that are coming up, right? If you see Google Glasses, and there are shirts that are being launched by Ralph Lauren, where you can wear the shirt. It measures not only your number of steps, your all activity, and now you're able to get that on your mobile app. So if you see about it, people have wearable devices, but if you see what they're interacting with, they're not looking at their wearable device and like, wow, this is so beautiful, right? They're actually interacting with the mobile app where the data is transferred from the wearable device. So that's where we see a lot more interaction that is going to be going in. And with the fact that Apple Watch is being released, brother, that is going to completely change the whole game of wearable devices, right? You're able to wear this all the time. You're able to interact more with wearable devices than you were before. And it's also getting more into health. Google, for example, came up with a contact lens. You just put the contact lens on, and it measures your blood sugar level based on your tears. Now, you don't need to poke yourself and get the blood out to test your glucose, and this is being monitored continuously, right? So you can see how your glucose level is changing over a period of the day, and you can have the graphs.
That's amazing, man. That is amazing, man, because I'm already imagining how when I coach clients and I help clients go to the next level, and we're always measuring their emotional state. Like I have CEOs and entrepreneurs that I'm constantly measuring, their certainty, their focus, their energy, their vision, their clarity. And I'm already picturing a technology that is gonna able to give me that data from their mobile device, that they don't even have to type it in, but based on the behavior or the emails or based on the information that they interact, that they could measure what stage they're in. If they're in a state of being frustrated or stressed, or a state of being focused and committed. I mean, you think that that has to do a lot with the mobile technology that's coming out?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, for example, one of the things that you teach and preach a lot, and you follow personally, is how you can have these daily incantations and daily how you can, take yourself to the next level in your state, right? So, let's say people are doing rituals every single morning. Now, in mobile phones, there is an accelerometer, there is a gyrometer, right? So you can actually track how much people are doing. So if they're jumping to do their incantations and daily rituals, you can actually track, are they really doing it, or are they BSing you, right? So that way you're not just listening to what they're saying, and you're actually tracking it. And as people say, what you don't measure, you can manage. Now as a coach, you're able to manage your clients' activities and help them get better.
It's amazing because I had an assistant recently, and I hired a virtual assistant, but measuring the activity. But I asked her to take the trip and stay here in my house for 2 days so she could kind of catch up with what I'm doing and kind of measure my activities to see how we could work together. In 2 days with me, Praveen, in 2 days with me, she was able to do more than she did in 2 weeks because of the intensity of the amount of work that I put in. So needless to say, after the 2 days, she quit. Because she goes, "You're way too intense. I'm not willing to work as hard as you're asking me to," and that's my standard. But I'm picturing, like, if I had that in my virtual assistant from the beginning, I would have known how much work she was putting in before. I mean, that isn't that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's one of the things, right? If you see how people carry these wearable devices, even Fitbit, one of the problems people are facing is people buy these devices, they're excited initially, but in a matter of a couple of months, 4 months, people kind of drop off using that. But put that technology on a phone, they always have their phone on. Now you're able to track exactly what's going on, and you can give them advice, and you can be proactive with your advice.
I'm always talking to people, and they worry about, are we giving way too much information? Are we giving too much information so the people, the corporations will have information to manipulate us? And we already see some stuff in social media with the ads. I mean, I think, what do you think about Facebook and the ads that Facebook is putting out there? Is that something that we're going to constantly be seeing? Is everything going to be about advertisement? And all this information that we're giving out, are they going to use it against us?
Well, that's a great point, Raul. Yes, you're right. As these technologies are evolving, as the whole world is connected, people are knowing more about each other than they ever have known. I'm just speaking to one of my friends. He said, "Man, I knew my girlfriend, in college, 20 years ago. I thought I knew her so much, but today, because of Facebook, I'm getting to know a lot more about her, even though I'm not living with her, than I did when she was my girlfriend." Right? So that's the kind of connectivity that Facebook and other social media is providing to people. Now, that also brings privacy issues, right? There's also these hawks trying to spy on you and things like that. But if you think about it, Facebook and other companies, they're trying their best to give you more privacy controls. But as this evolves, as the Internet of Things evolves, even things around you are going to be communicating with other devices around you, right? So it's the nature of evolution. So I think there will be some roadblocks. I think there will be some frustrations through this growth phase. But overall, the technology to be more connected to our families. My parents, they're in India, right? So previously, For me to send them any pictures, I used to go to Walmart or Costco, print these pictures, right? Just 10 years ago, and mail them pictures every few weeks. Now I take a picture, it automatically gets uploaded to my cloud, and they can access in 2 seconds, right? So that's the power of technology. There's always good and bad.
That's awesome. That's awesome. One of the things that I remember is a conversation that I had with Richard Branson in last year in his island, and he said there's always going to be people who want to use technology to manipulate, and there's always going to be people who want to use technology to help people. Is not what the outcome of what you think it is the intention of why the technology was created that matters. Because as long as we have the right intention to serve people, to help people, I mean, people are going to do whatever they're going to do regardless. But let's not forget that technology right now is allowing us to live a better quality of life overall and saving people's lives at the same time. I'm imagining if I wear an internet technology or a wearable technology, it could probably save me from a heart attack faster than if I'm just ignorant about what my diet is.
Absolutely. And they say, right, money, for example, makes a good person better at helping others. Money, again, makes a bad person even worse because he's going to use money in negative ways. Same thing goes for technology. There are going to be good people, bad people who are, try to use this for bad things. But of course, there are going to be laws that would, mature, and technology is going to mature so that you can block all these people. And if you, go back, with knives, with cell phones, with guns, there's always been misuse of these things, but there's always laws that come up so that we protect our people more. So I expect the same thing is going to happen in technology world as well.
Now, how can a business owner right now, an entrepreneur, because listen, I love technology, but I am not the most technology savvy person. This is as technology as I get. A Google Hangout, my iPhone, email. I mean, that's as technology as I get, right? But how can I, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I own a couple of businesses. One of them is a real estate company. What is the benefit of having an app in a service or a brick and mortar business? Because as an entrepreneur, somebody who's putting events, I see the value of having an app. As a coach, as a trainer, I see the value. But as a brick and mortar business, somebody who has a service, a small business owner, what's the benefit of having a mobile app and getting into the mobile technology?
Great question. I believe that any business can take advantage of mobile technology in a way that supports them, right? So let's take an example. Let's say you're a coffee shop, right? So what can you do? People are going to just walk in, get a coffee, and drink and go, right? That's what you think. But if you think about it, what you can do to use mobile technology to grow your business. Anytime a user comes in, give them a coupon or something that they can get when they install your mobile app. Right? So they install the mobile app. Next time they're around, if you see coffee shops, right, they always have a high time. In the beginning of the day, more people are going to get coffee, but around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the number of customers goes down significantly, right? So a coffee shop can use real-time analytics to understand when the usage or the customer level is low, and they can give time-sensitive coupons to invite people to come in for a coffee in their low time, right? So 2 to 3 is my low time. So you can send out a coupon in real time saying, hey, $2 off, this $5 coffee cup, right? People would come in, so you are leveraging your technology. And if you think about, traditional ways of using coupons, people used to send all these printed coupons. But today, the mobile coupons, Raul, are being used and redeemed more than 1,000% more than printed coupons, right? And also you can use geolocation to see if somebody's walking by, they're your customer, you can send them a coupon right then and there. And let's say you're in a mall, right? So people come into the mall, but there are like 100 stores. But with a mobile app, you can track that your customer is in the mall, but he's not in your store yet. Send them a coupon, bring them into your store so that you can sell them something.
So the name of the game is really engagement. Like the mobile apps are allowing you to engage more with clients. So that way, because being advertised everywhere, having coupons and the mail, being what it is, I think the mobile app technology allows people to have more engagement. And if you're a business owner or a small business owner, is how many times are you touching that client? How many times are you giving them value so they could buy or use your services? Is that right?
Absolutely. You engage your clients in a way that is more relevant to them, right? You can also serve personalized information to your customers. So let's say, for example, they know you're a customer who has been using, buying certain kinds of goods. They can automatically track in the background and send you a customized coupon for the things that you would be interested in. And also they can customize based on your life events, right? Let's say, for example, you're getting a birthday. They can send you a coupon. Raul, happy birthday. Here is my 10% off coupon for you. In olden days, it was so hard to do all of these customizations because you could do mass printing of your coupons and send them out, but it was much more expensive and almost impossible for small to medium-sized businesses to customize messages.
Got it. So, you and I talked about what the what the app looks like and what the app should do. I think the misconception that a lot of people have about apps is that the app is just another business card. Because people are using the app just saying, hey, just download my app, but they don't know what to do with it. What's the difference between what you advise people to do with the app as opposed to all this free, download a free app or build a free app? Because there's tons of stuff about in the internet that I could actually build an app on my own, but I don't find that being useful. Tell me about what an app should be able to do for a business owner.
Absolutely, very good point. As a matter of fact, many people build apps, but there's no real reason to build an app without having a strategy. There are more than 1.3 million apps on the App Store now. Many of the apps are not even downloaded a few times, right? So if you see how people use mobile apps, there should be a strategy for a business to figure out what are the needs of my customers, what are the pain points they're having, and how can I solve those pain points using this technology called mobile app technology. Otherwise, they're just going to download the app. There are like 100 apps on my phone. Many of the apps I don't even go, right? So it varies. It depends on, company to company. Depends on whether you're a brick and mortar business, whether you're a subscription-based business. In your particular case, for example, right? People come to your events. They come to your events. They're really pumped up while they're at your events, but they go and gradually their energy drops because they're not doing daily ritual as much as they should be doing, right? So what you could do is you could create a mobile app where every single morning when it comes, they can set an alarm at 6:30 a.m. and you show up. You show up talking about a daily ritual that they should be doing on that day, right? So they're not like, okay, Rahul is not watching me. You can send them a push notification and say, hey, did you do your thing today, right? Click here, show me, right? So depending on what your goals are for the business, you have to customize your mobile app in such a way that serves your customer first and then serves your business.
That's a great idea because, right now the people who hire me to help them out in their business and in their lives, that's exactly what I do, because I put them in a group in Facebook, and the moment they don't report and just comment saying, I've done my morning ritual, here's my 5 things that I'm working on, I'm immediately texting them saying, where are you? Like, how come you're not doing this? Don't make me go over there and kick your ass to make sure you're doing your morning ritual, because that's what people pay me for, to make sure I'm on their ass to get things done. So if I could get a mobile app to do that for me, it will free up my time so I could serve more people doing that. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's great, right? So that is for small to medium-sized businesses. Now, if you talk about big businesses, if they can combine mobile technology with big data, that can really transform their business. Big data is where, if you think about it, the amount of data that we are generating is growing crazy. We generate more data than all of the humanity from the beginning of time all the way until 2003. Think about it, right? So in other words, in just last 2 years, we generated more than 90% of the data that has ever been generated.
That's
It's
amazing.
crazy, right? So, okay, think about it this way. The amount of data that we're generating every single day, if you just, print it on DVDs and stack DVDs one on top of another, just 1 day's data, you can go all the way to the moon and come back. That's the amount of data that we are generating. Analyze the data so that they can send customized offers to their customers, right? And analyze how they can increase their profit margins, their revenues. And research shows that you can actually increase your profit margins up to 60% by using big data efficiently. These are for big companies. A few percentage makes all the difference for them.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I think business is about data, because in the real estate business, I remember 2007 when the market crashed. We had all the data why the bubble was going to burst. We had all the information why it was not sustainable. But I think it's not what is what you do with the data that counts. Because I think that's what people should be more conscious is like, okay, I have this data, what can I do with it?
Exactly. I'll give you an example of big data, right? So there was this girl, a 13-year-old girl. She went to Target to shop, and she finished her shopping. She came back home. A few days later, she got these coupons from Target, and her father goes to check mail, and there are these coupons from Target named on his daughter's name, and the coupons were for pregnancy items.
Oh, wow.
And the father gets furious, right? So he looks at that, he goes back to Target, blasts at this Target employee saying, how dare you send this to my 13-year-old daughter? And the employee goes, I'm so sorry, it must have been some marketing mistake, some data error, we'll apologize, we'll make sure this does not happen, we'll take her off the list and all that stuff. So the dad goes home, and 3 days later, the manager calls the dad to apologize. And the manager goes, I'm so sorry, Dad, we screwed it up, we really apologize. And the dad goes, you know what? It was actually on us. I just found out that my 13-year-old daughter is indeed pregnant.
Oh, wow.
How did you guys know before we knew that my daughter is pregnant, right? So what Target does is they actually use big data to evaluate and analyze what products you're buying, and if you buy these products, what are you more likely to buy in so many days, so many weeks, right? So it so happened that the daughter bought these odor suppressant sprays, and Target knew based on that and a few other items she bought, she's more likely to buy these pregnancy items in a few weeks, right? And it's amazing how you can use this technology. In another case, for example, you can predict who are going to be more likely to be a shoplifter based on big data, right? How many times you go around the aisle, how many times you turn your head, what are you doing with your body language? And the technology can identify, and if you think about it as a security guard, right? You can have all these screens, but there are hundreds of people in the store. You cannot really see who is going to be the next shoplifter. But with technology, imagine you already predict this. You put I'm going to be the next, shoplifter hat, on the screen, and the security guards can focus on them rather than 100 other people, right? So it's amazing how you can use technology to help these businesses.
That you're right, because human habits are very predictable. Because we do the same thing over and over again. So if you're a shoplifter, you're gonna act the same way over and over again. So we could predict that. So that's actually how we met in a personal development event through Tony Robbins, Platinum Partners. So let's transition into that. Like, you are a technology guy. You're a guy who's definitely deep into technology. Tell me, why did you go into personal development? What do you think that you need in personal development in the career that you're actually doing?
Well, technology gives you leverage to do things better, faster, and more efficient, right? But how do you know what to really do, right? So you need to have self-awareness. You need to know what you're, born to do, what your calling is, right? So one of the greatest things that happened to me is, of course, to have known Tony Robbins through these audio tapes and books, and eventually I was able to go to his events and become a platinum partner in his elite group that he has, and it was a pure privilege. I feel like I'm blessed because now you are able to look deep into yourself to understand what are your values, what are your beliefs, why you do certain things the way you do those things, right? Now you get that clarity, you get that perspective into your whole past life, and you can set goals for your future life, right? Now you use technology to help you better. So let's say, for example, one of the things that Tony teaches is RPM, right? Rapid planning method. So you learn this stuff, but use a mobile app to plan your day, right? That will significantly improve your life. So I think combining both personal development with technology will multiply your growth effect.
I truly believe that unless you know who you are, you can't truly have a purpose. Because I speak from my experiences that I thought my purpose was real estate because I am extremely good at real estate, and I've been doing real estate for the past 15 years. But it wasn't until I started to find who I was, what my gift was, that I started the next level experience of connecting people or being able to bring a different part of me into the world. So you've been part of the Next Level Experience event in Vegas. So tell us a little bit about your experience about the Next Level Experience.
It was an awesome event, man. I loved it. And the beauty of your events was that it was a much more intimate event where people were much more open to talk about not only their good things in their life, but also about their problems, their challenges, their struggles, right? And they open up. Now, you don't have to struggle about your problems. Now, there are 10 other people who are willing to support you, and in a more empowering way. And another thing I really liked about it is you brought in these experts from different industries where they were able to add value to your audience, right? So I believe I got certain things by going to events like Tony Robbins events and other events that I go to, but your event was unique in the sense that it connected people a lot more. It became like a close-knit community. I know people I'm still interacting with, whom I connected at your event. So it's really cool to have that kind of a family in this, even though we are so well connected technology-wise, there is no heart-to-heart connection as much as we want. There's like Facebook friends, right? Yeah, you have all these friends, but when you have a real problem, who can you open up to? And that's the kind of relationships that we were able to build.
And I think that's exactly what my point was. I was talking to an entrepreneur that's coming to my event today, and I said the Next Level Experience is about bringing lions, like really high achievers together, because sometimes for us there's no place to go. Like in our community, we are the top dogs in our community. Where do we go to get real help? Because sometimes we can't relate to other people because people expect so much of us. So the real conversations that we can have around the people around us, we will have with people who have the same level of success as we have. And that's the thing, that's the Next Level Experience. The reason that it's so successful is because it connects people at a deeper level. It's not an event that's like 1,000 people. It's less than 100 people getting together, boom. In 3 days, we'll create bonds and relationships that you will have for a lifetime.
Absolutely. And in another event that, I did not attend that event, but it was amazing to hear from my friends who attended that event that, you had these special planes and they were flying planes, and man, that was amazing. So you certainly took it to the next level where people were really excited to do all these crazy things, but fun things, right? Where you can, bond more with your people around you.
I've been to so many events, so many seminars, so many trainings, to be honest, Praveen, that when I put an event together, I put an event that, what event would I go to? It's like I'm looking at, I want to participate in my own event. Like if I want to have planes, I want to have bungee jumping, I want to have all these fun activities because, that's what we love to do. I mean, why should learning be just in a hotel, sitting down, listening to the speaker? I want to take it to a whole different level, man. Thank you for bringing that up because that's exactly what I love to do is bring that uncertainty to people's lives because the last event we actually put together, it was an undisclosed location. So people had no idea where they were going to go. And when they showed up, they were like, holy shit, like this is amazing.
Absolutely. And also I love the fact that you bring in different things in life, right? One of the things that you did in Las Vegas is you brought in these people who were homeless people, who were into, some negative things in their early, childhood. But when they were brought in, these people, they were never allowed like the way they were shown and given allowed to. And, it was amazing to see these people like, wow, am I worth to be loud, right? And I was speaking to one particular person. He was like, he has this vision to create his own business. He said, I'm going to do this, because by being here, I got all this that confidence that I never had in my life. So it's amazing that you're able to bring people in different aspects of their lives and not only look at their health, their career, but also on contribution.
And I get that idea from, the tagline, learning it, living it, and experiencing it, right? So I said, we understand in our minds what we should be doing, but every event I bring in people so we could actually implement the stuff that we're learning. So if we want to contribute in life, last event I brought, I think, 12 inner city kids so we could mentor. And a couple of them said that they were suicidal before they came to the event. Now they have a whole future ahead of them. A couple of them actually are applying to Harvard. Now imagine how a young kid's life is going to change if you have mentorship from badass entrepreneurs, CEOs who get it, who have the connections, who put them in touch with people that could get them into Harvard. I mean, that is next level, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I would strongly recommend to people who are considering going to next level experience. That's one of the best events where you can have that real connection. And one of the things I really love about your event, and also outside the event as well, Raul, is your rituals, man. The way you bring that power into your daily rituals is amazing. And doing that every single day, there is no way people cannot transform to the best of their capabilities.
It's funny you say that because I actually have a link out and I've had over 1,000 people in the last couple of days log into my daily ritual video series, which I did that ritual series probably about a year and a half ago. So when I look at it, it's like that's the version 1.0. Now I have a 3.0 version that is just incredible, man. When I have a chance to see you, I'll show you. That is like really complete out of this world, man. But that's two things have changed my life. Conditioning through rituals and association with people like you and the people that I've met through personal development. And that's the two things that have really impacted my life to explode my capacity.
Awesome, brother. And likewise, being with you, you get that energy from you, right? Even if you're, a few thousand miles away, I can feel that energy whenever I speak with you. So it's really amazing to have this peer group that always challenges to take us to the next level.
Also, brother, so thank you very much, man. It's a pleasure having you. Anybody who wants to know more about mobile technology, reach out to Praveen. He's the best out there. I mean, the conversations that we have, it just blows me away. So even if you want to have just a conversation with him about advising you how to take your business to mobile technology, I'm sure he's going to give you massive, massive value just in a conversation. So, Praveen, you want to give him your email or your website so they can get in touch with you?
Certainly. So they can go to appdevelopment.com and also PraveenNarra.com, PraveenNarra, PraveenNarra.com, or appdevelopment.com, and they can contact me. I'd be glad to give them a half an hour introductory session where they can learn how they can use technology in their own business if they mention Raul's name.
Awesome, awesome, thank you. And also, he actually just recently published a book too. I forgot about that with Steve Forbes. That's amazing. So you're now a bestseller, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Awesome, guys. So thank you very much. Don't forget, learn it, live it, experience it. love life. Thank you, Praveen.
Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.